Can we electrify now? Can the world just go electric to solve the energy crisis and save the planet? Electrify Now is a global response to the energy crisis and fossil fuel volatility and aims to accelerate clean electrification. That's what they claim. Is it true? They claim burning fossil fuels for energy is expensive, but most electricity in the world is produced by burning fossil fuels. Decarbonization is a myth. In 2025, wind and solar power combined still only provided 3.3% of the world's energy, with all renewables excluding hydro providing 5.9%, according to the Statistical Review of World Energy 2026. The percentage of global energy consumption that is met by fossil fuels is now 86%. A few years ago, it was 81%, and activists were predicting that fossil fuel consumption would decline rapidly. Instead, the share has increased substantially. For Canada, fossil fuels constitute 93% of domestic energy supply. For all the publicity given to the alleged electrification of Canada, domestic electricity and renewables production provides only 7% of our energy production. Fossil fuels also meet, by far, most of Canada's energy consumption needs. Electricity meets only 18% of Canada's energy demand, slightly below the average in most other OECD countries. During London Climate Week, the EU and Canada, along with other countries, launched Electrify Now. They claim that the current energy crisis due to the war in Iran has once again demonstrated that dependence on unreliable imported fossil fuels can leave countries exposed to geopolitical shocks and built-in price volatility, impacting household energy bills and industrial competitiveness alike. So, they assume the solution lies in accelerated electrification and clean energy deployment, a pathway to lasting energy security, reduced exposure to volatile fossil fuel markets, vastly improved energy access, and huge economic and environmental benefits. They say the scale of this challenge demands a truly global response that spans regions and development status. The thinking promoted on social media and by climate activists is the price of wind and solar fuel is zero. Neither solar nor wind can be blockaded or tariffed. Renewables are national security. It's sad to think so many people don't know that electricity is a secondary source of power that must be made from a primary dispatchable energy source, like coal, natural gas, hydro, or nuclear. Václav Smil is a globally acknowledged expert on energy. To get wind power, you need oil, lots of it. Renewables require critical minerals. Mining takes up about 10% of world energy. Critical minerals require exotic processing. And China has the corner on most critical minerals, and more important, the specialized processing of them. That's an energy security risk. There's also a material supply chain problem that no one wants to talk about. Not enough minerals, not enough time to mine them to meet net zero climate targets, if ever. Electrify Now needs more critical minerals than conventional. The energy transition relies on critical minerals, primarily lithium, nickel, cobalt, copper, graphite, and rare earth elements, to build electric vehicles, renewable energy systems like wind and solar, and power grids. Demand could rise 2 to 6 times by 2040, driven by the need for battery storage, electric motors, and extensive grid infrastructure. Now, imagine all the EU countries, Canada, South Korea, the UK, the Philippines, and many more, all vying at the same time for the same Electrify Now supply chain, which already has back orders of years on transformers and switches. And there's a human rights issue. Forced labor, child minors, women and girls face violence, exposure to toxic materials. Women and girls in mining areas are at high risk of gender-based violence, including sexual assault. Children are exposed to toxic materials such as cobalt dust and heavy metals that can cause respiratory illnesses such as asthma and chronic bronchitis and long-term health complications. And many suffer from spinal deformities caused by carrying heavy loads or working long hours in physically demanding roles. Expect to be badgered by governments and activists put into the pursuit of the impossible. Read our report and find out why Electrify Now is the pursuit of the impossible. Join Friends of Science, donate to our cause. Help us explain these things to the public.